Oh, yeah, that's right. You're in a elimination bracket. So you beat Ragnite and Nagy, I guess. Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, an elimination bracket round 3. No, fair enough. Yeah, his teammate, yeah, your teammate, Panos, is it? Yeah, no, that's our TO right there. That's, oh, okay. You know what? Sometimes we have the TOs join in on the tournament. Obviously, we have Moosh in singles bracket, so that's cool. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, you're in pools play, right? I didn't see which pool, but we're going to get that sorted out real quick. Again, having this is round 4 elimination bracket action happening right now. Bambi and Dandy versus Vincessant and Roboticphish. Going to figure out what stages get banned, but they wound up in this bracket. Obviously, Bambi and Dandy winning a game or two early on. That's being in Hoborg that came out of winners round 1 to get all the way here. Bambi and Dandy eventually going down to Ragnite and Nagy 2-1, but they've been on a run in the elimination bracket, winning 3 straight games. First against Glitter and Vinizzle. Dimension and Metal Reaper, they're the team that took out one of the more established teams remaining here in Philadelphia and taking out Greasy and Sun 2 to find themselves here. Vincessant and Roboticphish, they found themselves here by losing to Spoot Beast and Snacks. In a valiant effort, but a 2-0 loss. As we're getting started right here, losers round 4 action. It is pure deer. Nice. Bambi, of course. You know, it's deer. What can you say? Playing that young Link. Oh my gosh, and that young Link being sent flying and eventually losing that stock at 131. That laser of Falco's obviously having stopping power. And so, with that, pretty much destroying any chance that young Link had of returning to the stage. Young Link, to be fair, not the best recovery in the world, but does have that tether grab. Gives him just a little bit of extended range to get back on the stage. So the team of Peach and Young Link being Dandy and Bambi respectively, and that's Dandy not feeling so dandy after that stock loss. At 132% already is Bambi, just losing stock so early in this matchup. Vincessant and Roboticphish. Of course, the Falco and Peach combination. They have yet to lose a stock, hanging around at 149 and 128 respectively. Definitely a respectable performance thus far, and hanging on to the ledges. Oh, giving his teammate room to work with on the ledge, and eventually they will suffer a stock loss. Oh, but catching the edge was Roboticphish, I believe. Roboticphish playing that Peach, or is it Vincent? Okay, just making sure. Right on. Unga Bunga, we match teams. Nice. Thanks for joining us, SM Sunset. We appreciate you. And yeah, Vincent, Roboticphish has yet to lose a stock at 198. Impressive stuff. Oh my gosh, and that other Peach being sent flying, that's Dandy. Young Link, those 2 early losses of stock, definitely hurting his team right now. And eventually, Roboticphish goes down. But it's Dandy following not far behind. Goodness gracious. And Dandy hanging around, not Dandy. Vincessant hanging around at 164. Eventually was sent flying, but definitely a respectable showing. They have a 2-stock lead on their opponents as we, and again, the isolation of opponents so important. Don't really have any set roles. It's more just organized chaos here at Pokemon Stadium. Again, usually a counter pick in singles, but in doubles, you can just go right there at game 1, apparently. I mean, I don't see why not. Oh, that is Dandy almost being sent out at 132, and yeah, that Nair will in fact do it. All of a sudden, it's Dandy down to his last stock as well. Trying to get that Falco with those up airs, not going to be successful. And eventually Vincent goes down. As will Roboticphish. And yeah, Young Link is hanging tight, but eventually eliminated at 136. And yeah, that is Dandy all by his lonesome. Definitely those Bambi was getting taken to task very early on in this matchup. That could very well have been the deciding factor. Just the pace at which he was losing stocks was really not good, especially those two early ones. Less than a minute in. And now it's Dandy holding tight at 141. Not really tight enough, as he will eventually lose that stock, and it will be his team losing the first match. Vincessant and Roboticphish going up 1-0. So just to confirm, that Roboticphish is the Falco, or did I just hear that wrong? Okay, yeah, okay, just making sure. It's a little hard to keep track of when there's no tags next to the names. But regardless of that, a good win, 1-0. We saw Vincessant confirming a lot of kills with Peach's Nair, but again, at that high percentage, they just pile on that damage so fast. It is very impressive. And Vincessant and Roboticphish find themselves one win away from elimination quarterfinals, where they will face Gear and Corey, where again, they put together a pretty impressive showing, like two very good individual players, but losing to Bean and Hoborg in the winners semifinal 2-0. So we are waiting on the, they are deliberating as to where they will play next. It is Dandy and Bambi's choice, and they will choose the battlefield to see if they can get themselves back into this set. They will need to win 2 straight in order to move on to the losers' quarters. Young Link. Yeah, being caught under Falco is never the best thing in the world. But you got to think Bambi and Dandy, they picked this stage for a reason. They probably want to... Oh my gosh, that dare. Beautifully done by Roboticphish. And it's Dandy and Bambi suffering the first 2 stock losses. I mean, Bambi got fared to oblivion on that last one. I mean, again, that dare of Falco's absolutely brutal. And Deer almost got caught a second time. It's not going to kill, though. Had just enough room to grab that ledge at 101. Oh, that... Deer says, you know what? I've got a dare of my own. And he eventually takes the stock off of Roboticphish. Vincessant has yet to lose a stock, though. And again, Bambi just accumulating far too much damage. Maybe not playing defensively enough. He's already at 162 and has a stock deficit to make up. He will need a kill here. And they do get one on Vincessant, finally, his first stock loss of the match. Bambi just trying to pile on as much damage as he can, winds up hitting his own teammate, and he gets a fair to the face for his troubles. And Roboticphish picking his spot well. Oh my gosh, and yeah, that's Dandy again. Losing that stock, he's doing his darndest, but they keep hitting each other with too much stuff. And it's hard enough. I mean, you see these two accumulating damage so quickly. Really not much of a chance to get any sort of consistent offense going. Again, they have a 2 stock deficit to that team of Vincessant and Roboticphish as a whole. And eventually they will make up 1 stock as Roboticphish gets sent off and got handed a red card, I suppose you could say. What can I say? I've been watching the World Cup a lot. And that Young Link again. Bambi down to his last stock. Gets shined upward. Uh-oh, that combination. Oh, and the side B. Does that work on Dandy, and it is Bambi all by his lonesome. And this is not looking good for Bambi. They have a lot of room to combo. Oh, and the dare will finish the job. Vincessant and Roboticphish move on to the elimination quarters final, where Gear and Corey await. And you got to think they were watching that pretty intently. Gear and Corey, as we saw Gear using that Samus, making a game of it against Bean and Hoborg in that game 1, almost being able to make up that 2-stock deficit.